Yo, what's that word? 30.12 Inning Podcast, episode 74. Here with my guys, Khlil and Byron. Gonna give y'all unique and fun episode tonight. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, good. How are you?
Good, I'm
I'm
good.
good, bro.
I'm good. Special episodes. Is this one of those episodes where I'm firmly in the wearing the Scully because I ain't go get a haircut season. But I do like the Broncos though. My second home. We're gonna start this one off good. I almost damn near said we're gonna start this one off right, but we're gonna start this one off with a Reddit warm up. So I just clicked on the app, did research what I wanted, a particular one. So the first one I see is what's a sign that someone is totally fucked up? So I guess we'll start off with Byron. What's a sign that someone is totally fucked up?
Like, in what kind of way are you asking? Like
Like,
personality or like down
yeah,
bad on life?
we can
Like,
talk shit. We can talk. We can go personality.
because you know how when we say, "Damn, I'm fucked up," a bit
Yeah,
down bad.
yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, they just a person. If you can tell they fucked up, they just grimy. I don't know, they a grimy person. You know what I'm saying? Always looking to get over that kind of shit.
Yeah. What about yourself, Khalil?
I mean, there's a couple ways. It's more of eventually as you get to know a person, their true colors start to show. Um, but it's more of when they got their hand out a lot more than they willing to give, or they always want to receive. And when it seems like you need something, they know where to be found.
I totally agree with that one for sure. That's actually where my mind went as well. So just for conjecture to switch it up, I would say somebody's totally fucked up when like you give in to like your negative thoughts that don't allow you to pursue your passions. So anyone, everyone probably gonna feel like depression and real anxiety in their lifetime. And when it's getting you to the point where it's affecting you physically, it's affecting you mentally, and it's not allowing you to do things that you want to do. I say you in a fucked up place because whether you do those things or not, you're still gonna be fucked up. So a lot of people choose to, in a way, wallow in those emotions and let time pass by, long stretches of time when it's like I'm doing this because I don't have the wherewithal to do the things that I need to do because this is affecting my life without realizing that whether you do those things or not, time is still passing by. So even if you get when you get healthy mentally and physically, you're gonna feel like, damn, I just wasted a bunch of time that I could have been doing this shit that you unfortunately can't get back. Um, so yeah, seek therapy. Don't be grimy, and stop being on some leeching type shit. That shit lame.
Facts.
Um,
For sure.
but uh, that's it. Y'all let us know in the comments. You know what's a totally fucked up personality trait that y'all can come up with if y'all experience or that y'all been. You know what I'm saying? I've been fucked up before. There's plenty of other examples that I could probably thought of that I'm just now thinking of, but moving on to the first segment of the show tonight. Let's talk about the college basketball. The rankings came out. I believe they had Kansas at number one. But what are y'all general thoughts on the college football rankings? We'll start with Khalil.
Let me pull them up real quick again.
I got you. If you ready, because I'm heated. I'm definitely heated.
You must be heated about Duke.
Yeah, bro. We ain't even in top five. Come on, bro.
It's more of because I'm
We
a
got
Duke
the
fan myself, but I
we
think
got
it's
the
more
number
of
one class. Literally, Kansas is the number nine class.
but they
But
got
we
the
got
what's it called? Kansas has all the returners though. You got also thinking about the veterans that are
I feel that.
returning and how
I
that
feel
affects
that.
the college game, all that stuff. Um,
Talent.
but as far as rankings, you can go. You can go.
Nah, I just like just yeah, definitely Duke. I mean, with a lot of the notable players. I mean, we got the basically the number one draft pick that's gonna be in the NBA. And you already got these guys ranked, you know what I'm saying, not even in the top five is pretty disrespectful. But I mean, they also, snubbed a lot of other teams, Purdue's down there. I like where Houston is. Because they've been pretty solid team over these last few years. Um, but I'm just really like Alabama. Come on, like they're a defensive basketball team for sure, for sure. A lot of offensive power. They don't really goes to that school, but I mean, I don't really understand how they ended up in that position. UConn, obviously, what I'm saying, they're wonderful, wonderful school of basketball, and I love them for sure, for sure. But to snub Duke is ridiculous. Cooper Flag, come on, bro.
I think Duke probably could have been at least number 5 over Iowa State and Gonzaga. Gonzaga was the number 6 ranked team coming into the week. They're number 6 ranked team, but they got a first place vote. I don't know how. But they're the only team outside of the top 4 to get a first place vote. Houston's always been good. UConn, we know what UConn does. But Kansas, like I said, they got a lot of guys returning. Especially big man Hunter Dickinson. Um, very well-rounded guy. And he's a National Player of the Year candidate. Same thing with Alabama. They bring back a lot of guys. And they have Mark Sears, another National Player of the Year candidate. I expect him to be up there in almost every offensive category there is when it comes to scoring the ball, at least. Um, and then we got Creighton. Creighton's always been good. Texas A&M. I feel like they were ranked a little bit too high. I believe they lost to UCF this past week. So
Hmm.
I do believe that's going to drop down a little bit. And Rutgers at 25, I can respect that. They have Dylan Harper, is it, and Ace Bailey. So I can see them making a big impact, and I wouldn't be surprised if Rutgers cracked the top 15 at some point. Then you always got to have a Coach Cal team in the ranking. So with Arkansas, I can see why they're in there. And then Texas is going to drop, I believe, as well, as they lost to Ohio State. But as of right now, I can't really say too much because most of these games are like them playing against like lower D1 schools and everything. As you get into conference play, that's when I feel like the rankings are going to start to kind of pan out to how we think they should be.
For sure.
Definitely.
Um, these are the basketball guys. Um, So I definitely defer to them. I did most of my observations for the top 25 focused on one team. Just a few thoughts on the rest of the landscape. Um, I expect Gonzaga to be great this year, veteran core. They've been consistently near the top every single year. Great coaching staff over there. Frank Gonzaga are great on 3-point shooting in on the defensive end. Wasn't surprised to me that they smothered Baylor recently in the game. Actually dominated them pretty bad. Believe they lost by damn near 40. Um,
Mm.
and Baylor is number 6 in the nation, so that could give you a view of how dangerous Gonzaga is. Baylor's number 8, and Gonzaga is number 6. That give you a view of how dangerous Gonzaga is this year. And Alabama, a lot of returning depth from that team. Khalil mentioned Mark Sears, a great college player. Um, and then you got Texas, Houston, more defensive-minded teams, but I expect a lot from Houston here on both sides of the basketball. I'm excited to get into them. But I did focus on one team, and unfortunately, Big Blue Nation, I was rocking with y'all as long as John Calipari was there. I follow where my dog goes. He's at Arkansas. So I did like an Arkansas preview and why. I think they're a little bit disrespected right now, but at the same time, they are in the top 25 after going 16 and 17 last year, including, give me one second, uh, 6 and 12 in SEC play, which is horrible.
Whew.
Um,
big
I
time.
expect that type of turnaround from Arkansas because of these reasons. John Calipari, obviously, most active wins for coaches in NCAA, signed a 4-year, $38.5 million contract. One of only three coaches who have led three different schools to the Final Four, including the national championship in 2012. And obviously, he's already inducted into the Hall of Fame. The transfer portal players that he brought in, uh, one was John L. Davis. I'm sorry, the AAC Player of the Year at FAU last year. He put up around, and also a first team All AAC. He put up 18.2 points, 2 assists, and 6.3 rebounds. He's going to be playing the guard forward position, small forward position this year for Arkansas. DJ Wagner, former top 10 player in the nation last year, was a freshman transfer, made the all freshman team last year, put up 10 points, 2 boards, 3.3 assists. I think he's going to play the two guard position. Had a great game in the exhibition versus Kansas, who Arkansas thumped, putting up 21 points, along co-starring alongside somebody I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Um, they also had Jonas Abdul transfer from Tennessee, 11.4 points, 7.3 rebounds, 1.8 blocks. Abdul Fiore, I'm praying I'm saying these names right. He put up 7.2 points last year at Kentucky with Cal, 5 rebounds, which was second on the team, and a block. And then another Kentucky transfer, shit, I'm trying to say your name, bro. Forgive me. Zavon Namir Iviki. So you got kind of a freaky name. You're 7'2", 245, put up 5.8 points, 3.3 rebounds, 1.3 blocks. But most impressively to me is your shooting percentages, where you had 57.7% from the field and 37.5% from three. He was big in Arkansas's first official win over Lipscomb. From the 3-point range and point total 12 points, 3 rebounds, hit a clutch three towards the end of that game. Almost equally as impressive with their freshman class that they're bringing in with Boogie Fland. I think one of the best guards coming in from this class, 5-star talent, number 3 combo guard, averaged 19.3 points, 6.5 boards, 3.3 assists, and 2.4 steals. As a senior, was an All-American. In their first exhibition game versus Kansas, he ended up with 22 points, and 6 steals, which was super impressive against, I can't remember his name, but the point guard from Kansas is ranked as the best point guard potentially in the nation. He dominated the matchup in his first collegiate game as a freshman. And also Carter Knox, who's the younger brother of Kentucky legend Kevin Knox, not Knicks legend, Kentucky legend Kevin Knox. He was a 5-star player, the number 6 small forward. He averaged 19 points, 2.5 assists, 10 boards, 1.7 steals, and 1.2 blocks as a senior at Tampa Catholic. So that was dope. This is Cal. He brings in 5-star players. He's going to bring in awesome recruits. And if you read the storylines about how he's upgraded the NIL efforts and the overall standing of the day-to life as an Arkansas player. At Kentucky, Cal had a thing for the players staying in 5-star hotels whenever they travel because he wanted them to feel like NBA players. And so that's something he's trying to bring to Arkansas. And a couple more tidbits and things around the corner that I don't want to make too long for the preview. Again, Arkansas was horrible last year. I expect them to shoot to not, if not the top of the conference, I expect them to be top 5 in the conference out of 12 this year. And yeah, I expect a lot from Arkansas this year. Overall, they got a big game coming up on Saturday against Baylor. So currently number 16, I believe Arkansas is, versus number 8 Baylor. And that should be a big game. I expect a lot of NBA scouts at that game to see BJ from Baylor and a couple more other prospects, as well as DJ and Boogie from Arkansas, and Carter Knox as well. So, yeah, that's college basketball for us. moving on. Let's talk about surprising teams. So, in a good way, Byron, what's the team you've been surprised by this
We're doing good first. I've been surprised by the turnaround of my dark horse, the LA Rams. Uh, they started off pretty bad. They started off about I think, yeah, 1-4. So with a lot of injuries on the team, a lot of older guys. Obviously, the departure of Aaron Donald, the great Aaron Donald. They've been trying to collectively get their guys back together. Cooper Kupp is coming off his injury. Puka is back as well off his injury. I mean, they just been riddled of injuries. But once everybody's been back, they've been on a 3-game winning streak, and they're actually second in their NFC West behind the Cardinals, who only lead by one game. So that division is still, I mean, that conference, that division is still winnable by the LA Rams, and still make that they can still make the playoffs. And once that boy Stafford gets into the playoffs, that he turns into a beast.
year? Shout out Jared Verse and Braden Fitz, them old boys.
There you go. They trying to collectively fill that gap in for Aaron Donald.
For sure.
My surprise, I'm gonna go over to the AFC East. Uh, and the good surprise is the Buffalo Bills. Um, before the season started, we did our takes and everything. I did not have the Buffalo Bills lead in the division. I didn't have the Buffalo Bills with this amount of wins and playing this great at this time of the year either. Um, and I didn't have Josh Allen playing at an MVP level like he's playing at. I knew Josh Allen was a good player, but what he's showing us is that even though he doesn't have Stephon Diggs and his stats might not look and his stats reflect that, he's still finding ways to win, which involves him not turning the ball over as much. I think he only has like 2 turnovers, and we're almost midseason. Um, he's running the ball efficiently. His decision making has improved. He's always had that grit and fight in him, and you can see that he's being that veteran that the team needs. So that's definitely a big surprise. And they're not eye catching in any like statistical category. They're like middle of the pack everywhere. Um, so that speaks volumes that they're doing what they're doing and they're playing good teams. Um, they beat a couple good teams. They've lost to a few good teams, but for the most part, they're in almost every game. And I really don't expect that to change throughout the year. I feel like they play the Jets one more time this year. And the Jets look like they're kind of steadying the ship. So we'll see. That one game they play could be a deciding game.
Agreed. My good team surprise is the Steelers. 6-2 currently leading the division. We'll see after tonight. The Ravens are currently playing the Bengals. Um, we'll see after tonight. This is a really pivotal game tonight, actually, for both teams. But Steelers are my surprise team, especially going 4-1 with Justin Fields, or I should say the likes of Justin Fields. But I did not expect that. Russell Wilson, been
Yeah.
balling.
Hey. Hey.
He been balling this year. Mike Williams, they just acquired Mike
That
Williams to
trade,
add to
yeah.
that receiving room. With George Pickens already there, and Najee Harris has had his best year as a pro this year. Mike Tomlin, he's a guy he shouldn't be doubted. Don't think he's ever had a losing season as a head coach, and he's been there
No.
about 15 years. So, he's a Super Bowl champion. He's one of the best coaches of all time, cemented, especially with that quarterback room that he currently has. But they've been balling this year, and that defense is arguably, maybe not even arguably, the best defense in the NFL playing like right now. So, and they got a couple guys that are coming back off of injuries pretty soon. So Steelers at 6-2 definitely is not something that I saw, but they're definitely a surprise team for me. So in a bad way, Uh, and we'll go to Khalil first. What's a surprise team in a bad way this year for you?
Dude, I thought the Cleveland Browns were going to be competing for that division.
Ah, bro.
So,
Yes. Tell me about it,
um,
bro.
I thought they were going to be competing for the division. I thought they were going to be up there. Um, and it's just nothing's clicking for them. They had the one good game against the Ravens where I thought, okay, Jameis Winston could do something, or Jameis Winston's about to do something with this team. Turns around next game and throws 3 interceptions. Um,
30 for 30.
their offense isn't really that good. They don't have a top receiver since trading Amari Cooper. Cedric Tillman's probably their best receiver right now, and that's saying a lot, especially when you have Jerry Jeudy and you're paying Jerry Jeudy all this money. You literally traded him to come in and play a bigger role. And he drops the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Their defense is good, but their defense is just on the field entirely too long to the point where it takes effect to their play because they're having to exhaust so much energy. And then their special teams is even bad. Their kicker sucks. There's no better way to put it. This man, I've seen him miss quite a few extra points, quite a few field goals. It might be time for the Cleveland Browns fans to start wearing the bags to the games over their heads again. And then Nick Chubb, he's coming back off injury. I don't have really too much to say about him, but pretty much all the people that you bring in the offseason or during the season to play big roles aren't, as they just traded Zadarius Smith. Um, with them participating in trades, I feel like they're kind of just washing the season away. And then you don't even know what they're going to do with Deshaun Watson. They paid him all this money, and dude's more worried about getting freaky than getting freaky. He's more worried about getting freaky deaky instead of getting freaky on the football field. And now his season's over with. So
It
I
sucks
said they have.
because go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm sorry.
I said they just have a lot of questions to try to go through and answer themselves this all season.
I was gonna say real quick, the reason they're participating in these big trades is because of all that bread that they owe that man too, which makes it even worse because they're gonna have to be involved in getting rid of other big contracts just to sustain his cap hit. There's gonna be historic levels in the next 2 years. I think he has cap hits at least next year of over $78 million just by himself against the entire cap. So yeah, man, it's looking ugly, and they can't afford to cut him.
They screwed themselves with
Yeah, it'd be
that.
like 200 straight
Yeah,
on the cap.
Tried to give that man a year to adjust back to playing football,
yeah.
and that man went from he pretty much looked at me how Russell Wilson looked playing for the Broncos. He just looked like out of sorts. He looked like it
Well,
looked like he didn't
to be
belong anywhere.
honest, you can't really say that because Russ's last year in Denver, he played good. He actually played good. Now it might not look like it, but the stats definitely show like that man actually played pretty decent for them. Like he had like 20 something plus touchdowns and under 10 picks. That's actually really great for, what I'm saying, the quarterback. It's just your circumstances, the team you got around you. So I just
Yeah,
didn't
but
want to know that just want to make sure that slander went for bro, because he actually been pretty decent.
yeah,
He's
nah,
just
I
getting
don't
old.
see Deshaun Watson. I see him as probably mediocre, decent at best at this point in his career.
Oh no, that boy ass.
Yeah, I
That
think
boy is
he
ass.
ass. Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah,
what
and
happened,
that
man.
that was
That
my
man
guy.
was
That was my
top
guy.
caliber, bro.
That was my guy for real, for real. And now, don't know what to say, man. You literally a thief. You being a thief right now, like a straight robber, like just robbing people money. Going, this man probably don't even show up to the games no more. None of
Yeah,
that.
probably.
Just
Yeah.
when you
pay me
said
my
thief,
money.
I thought you was going somewhere totally different. But I feel you. He is a thief with the money too.
They need to go ahead and
Yeah.
draft a quarterback.
For
Nah, I
sure.
ain't, yeah, that I'm not putting no stipulations or allegations on people, but I know you're stealing that money for sure, for sure.
For real. What
Dead
about
wrong for that.
what about yourself in a team in a bad way? Surprise, man.
Well, Khalil took my team, so you know what I'm saying. Shout out to my second home from home. So I guess I go back home. The Jets. Been playing hot garbage. Started out, thought they start off with a win. I mean, it looked ugly, but I thought, you know what I'm saying, the wheels was going to get it turning, start the team around. We had, you know what I'm saying, Mike Williams on the team not being able to catch passes, the guys being in the wrong places. Got Garrett Wilson trying to body catch, not being able to catch with his hands. You got the offensive line, Morgan Moses. You got Tyron Smith, old as hell, can't block, a light pole. You got, I mean, I don't know. You got coaches can't coach their way out of a shoebox. I don't understand what's going on with my organization. I mean, it ain't my organization, but my organization, that's where my heart been for many years since I was a jit. And it just seems like we only had 2 years of happiness. Literally 2 years of happiness
Mark
of making it,
Sanchez, man.
you know what I'm saying,
Franchise.
franchise. And after that, we've just been in misery. But just this year in specific, we've been the butt of everybody's joke. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, like, our team has just been in chaos and swirls. I mean, yes, we won our last game, thank God. And we're in a position to where if we lose one game the rest of the season, which we have a long way to go, we out of the playoffs. And it sucks because we have so much talent. Literally I'm gonna keep saying it. Literally one of the best defenses in the NFL. When they show up and the offense actually keeps them off the field and keeps them on the field on time pace. Offense is just ass. We can't score the ball. We're under 20, like barely at 20 points scoring, which is like 20 something in the league. Literally not even the middle of the pack, which is sad when we have all our weapons. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, traded for Devontae Adams. I mean, we got Lazard, who has some of the best chemistry, I guess, with Aaron Rodgers, and we just been pathetic. And I don't understand why. And I mean, obviously, I can understand one reason, the coaching. That's definitely something that needs to change for sure, for sure. I'm glad we got Robert Saleh out of there. I know the defense loved him, but me personally, I don't see him as a head coach. He was juggling too much that he really didn't have the command nor respect of, I don't think, a lot of the players in the locker room. With Dayball there now, uh, I like him. He okay for now. But I'm definitely hoping and praying we get, a respectable, notable coach for next year.
One of I figured one of y'all picked the Jets, so I picked two teams with bad surprises. Just because I picked the Jets, I'll just add on like a little bit what I had in thought, which was there's fatal flaws in sports where if you have these flaws as part of your team, you're not going to be successful. And the Jets unfortunately have one. For example, in basketball, if your ass can't shoot threes, you're not going to be a good team. Like, regardless of who you got on the team, if you got the best players you can have, but none of them shoot threes, you're going to fucking suck. Um, Shout out Detroit Pistons of last year. I say that to say in football, the fatal flaw is if you can't stop the run, your team is going to fucking suck. In the Jets, unfortunately, cannot stop the fucking run. I'm not sure what their rank is, but just watching their games this year,
Mm.
I have to just in my head hypothesize it's close to nearly over 4 yards a carry. Um, the reason why stopping the run is a fatal flaw on any level. Any coach will tell you this at any level is because the offense that you're going against can control the time of possession. Your defense gonna get beat down and get tired. Um, and once you control the time possession, you can get what you want running. Running is literally the easiest thing that you can do on the offense. So if you can keep doing the easiest thing fairly consistently, it's going to keep, if you have an explosive offense off the field and keep lesser talented teams in the game and leading the game and controlling the time possession, restricting your offense. Not to say that the Jets have any type of explosive offense this year. It's frankly been embarrassing. But at the end of the day, I said in previous videos, which I'll go check out, I believe Aaron Rodgers is washed. I really think it's over with. I don't think he's missing receivers as far as throws. I think he has one of the worst offensive line in football. I've been seeing mock drafts um, with the Jets picking up. We're gonna have one of the first picks over there, but I've been seeing them pick up players who I've been angry just looking at the picks. I looked at one today. They had Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan, excellent prospect. But if the Jets don't upgrade on either side of the trenches with their first round pick, I literally might lose it. The offensive line is terrible. Defensive line, Hassan Reddick just came back. Hopefully, he provides a punch in his 1 year with the team. But the edges have been horrific. Again, we can't stop the run. Quentin Williams has not played at an all-pro level. Neither has Javon Kinlaw played at a great level as well.
For real.
Yeah, my disappointing team was definitely the Jets.
Sad.
And the kicker has been missing field goals too. It's been
Old
terrible.
ass.
Zerline. Get
Old
out of there,
ass.
Zerline.
Yeah,
Get him out of there.
He
please go
grabbed
get
your leg.
Ben Johnson.
He
Please go
grabbed
get
your
Ben
leg.
Johnson. Please go get Ben
Shit.
Johnson next year.
Shit. Pay me to kick them motherfuckers. I kick them.
When we
What?
lost to the Patriots, I knew the season was kind of over with. Patriots are actively trying to lose.
After we blew their ass out the first game. Like, come on, bro. You know how
Yeah,
jubilant that made me when we blew the Patriots out? I was happy in the mud. Then lose
yeah.
on
I'm
the
On
game
my
hoping,
winning
damn
drive.
parlay.
but and I'm not gonna make this long since I just went on a little mini rant about the Jets. I will say, if I just for conjecture's sake, it'd be the Jaguars. The city ain't expect this. We paid Trevor Lawrence a lot of bread, and quite Shad Khan, the owner, said this was the most talented team we've ever assembled. To have a 2-7 record is unacceptable. I expect sweeping coaching changes. Defense been ass. Offense have had explosive plays, but they're not consistent. Brian Thomas is having a great rookie year, but overall, team been ass, season been ass. The city not fucking with it, and 2-7 is honestly unacceptable with the money invested in this roster. To have another top 10 pick coming in, of course, that's going to be valuable. We're going to need it on the offensive line, or they're going to need it on the offensive line. But the Jags have been ass this year. But shout out my boy Jerry Jones, another Noah boy that's starting in the slot for the Jags. Unfortunately, he's going to be involved. He's having a great rookie season at corner, but he's unfortunately going to be involved in one of the best highlights in football history. He was unfortunately the dude that got backwards hurdled by Saquon Barkley recently. And that was hella unfortunate because he's having a great rookie season. And shit's just terrible for him. I really hate it. But it is what it is, though. Um, we got two more segments here. We got our 30-12 innings bets, where we're going to fly through. But before we get there, we have our NFL midseason MVP picks. We'll start off with you, Khalil. Actually, we'll go to Byron first. We went Khalil first last time. Byron, who do you have as midseason NFL MVP?
So my midseason MVP is also gonna be the rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels. I pick him. His season's going great. I mean, he got 7 wins on the season so far. They've been playing very tough on both ends of the ball. Obviously, they spread they don't have a lot of the big names, but their talent is spread across the field. And Jalen Daniels is definitely elevating the team. Which I mean, obviously, it's in the name valuable. He's actually the most valuable piece to that team, and he's elevating them to take them to places that not a lot of people, nor I'm pretty sure a lot of people in their organization didn't think they'd be right now, in leading in the division and solidify right now as of today. If the playoffs would start, they got a nice little position already, and he's been leading the way, top in the league in completion percentage. Needs to get his touchdowns right, but you know what I'm saying, he's willing the team to win. which is a great thing. They brought his college style into the NFL, which is helping him see the game, and obviously, as the season is growing, opening up the playbook a little bit more for him, and you can actually see him flourishing a lot more. And I can definitely see him winning it for sure.
Um, my pick kind of bounces back off of what I said earlier about the Bills. With Josh Allen. To me, I feel like MVP. Obviously, Jaden Daniels is another one that falls into this category. That I really don't think the Bills would be anything without Josh Allen. Just because he's that man that's steering the ship. He's the captain of the ship. It does piss me off that Patrick Mahomes is still getting talks about MVP. As the Chiefs are undefeated, but he's not having one of those years that he normally has. Which nothing against him, but I think there's other people having better years. Same thing with Jared Goff. I feel like if you put any I'm not gonna say any, but if you put most quarterbacks in the situation he's in, they're gonna thrive. So that's just why I wouldn't pick him for MVP. But Josh Allen, I feel like with the Bills position, it took the right quarterback for the job, and I feel like he's that guy. He's getting everybody involved. Um, he doesn't have a number one. Well, now he does, Amari Cooper. But before then, the games before, he didn't have that number one wide receiver, and they were still winning games, putting up numbers. And then I feel like he just gives that jolt of energy throughout the offense, and it translates over to the defensive end as well. And I don't think I've seen him shook one time this year. I think it's like a 10 interception or 10 touchdown to 2 interception ratio, couple rushing touchdowns. Seems like he's always making the right decision. So he's my pick, especially he has the Bills at, I think, what is it, 7-2, leading the division.
Yeah, those picks been hella down this year, so that's been great for him.
Yeah, turnovers in general, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go with a guy who I think he's gonna win his third MVP in a landslide. Lamar Jackson. Um, he currently has 2,376 passing yards, which is third in the NFL. 20 TD passes, which is second in the NFL, with only 2 interceptions, which ranks 43rd in the NFL. His 77 QBR is first in the NFL. His 9.3 yards per attempt is also first in the NFL. He leads the NFL in rushing yards for a quarterback at 338, which also ranks 17th in the entire NFL. The Ravens are 6-3, again playing a pivotal game, which they're losing against the Bengals tonight. But Lamar, his team is having a great year. He's in total command of that offense. Um, he's really carrying the team. Him and Derrick Henry also deserves a little bit of praise in this NFL, in this MVP conversation. But Lamar leads in most statistical categories for his top three, at least, in really most of these quarterback categories. He's on a great team. And he's having one of his best years with already 2 MVPs on the shelf. He just has to come through in the playoffs this year, and I want to see what that looks like.
See,
We
that's
can
why I'm thinking that he's not gonna get it because Derrick Henry gonna take a couple of them votes from him.
maybe so.
I wanted to say Lamar, but I just wanted to go away from the obvious because I'm a Lamar fan. Like that's my quarterback,
For
so
real.
I wanted to go away from him. But yeah, it has to be Josh Allen or Lamar for me anyway.
That boy Josh been at the door for last 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah.
You keep on knocking, but you
Yeah, they might give
4 points.
Yeah, just because the
Shit,
team
just
isn't.
because.
Yeah, literally, just because, not just because he's having a great year, but
Yeah,
like
he really is. He
he's.
But
really is.
it does help when your team would be nothing without you. So
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Um, for sure, we can end it off with 30 inning bets. You can do how many bets you want to lay down, Khalil, and whatever input maybe me or Brian have for those bets. But however many you want to, and whichever teams you want to, brother.
alrighty. First off, I'm gonna go Atlanta Falcons money line over the New Orleans Saints. Saints are just abysmal, depleted, honestly. Derek Carr isn't the old Derek Carr, which was good, but he was never great, in my opinion. They don't have the number one receiver. I think I know Olave's probably out for the game. Alvin Kamara's been fighting through injuries. And they just traded away Marshawn Lattimore to the Commanders. And so I think the Falcons beat them, and I think they beat them by a touchdown or more. Minnesota and Jacksonville. Going Vikings here, just as feel like their D line is just going to be too much for for the Jaguars line to handle. And we all know how Trevor Lawrence is under pressure. And then you have who's going to guard Justin Jefferson, who's going to be able to contain Aaron Jones. As just Jacksonville's defense has shown time and time again that they really can't be counted on. We don't know what Jacksonville team we're going to get, and I'm willing to bank that the Minnesota Vikings get that victory.
What's the line there?
-7, -7 +7. So it's pretty much convincing. So one I wanted to talk about that I was going to put in myself. It's kind of a scary one. Was the Pittsburgh and Commanders. I wasn't going to pick a winner, but just with the Pittsburgh defense and with the Commanders defense coming through, I was going to take them for total points under, what is it at right now? I was going to take them under 48.5, just as, Pittsburgh has one of the best defenses in the league, if not the best. And I feel like if there's any defense that's going to cause Jaden Daniels some problems in that Washington O-line, it's going to be the Pittsburgh O-line or D-line, especially just with TJ Watt and them boys always trying to look for the strip or to punch out the ball. It's always going to be another thing for the Commanders have to worry about. But then also you have a Steelers team, even though Russell Wilson's playing good and great, they aren't really putting up points like that. They're really their winning depends on how the defense plays. So I definitely see that game going under the 48.5 mark. And then I can give one more. Not going to do the Giants. They disgust me. I want to
That's
pick
the
them
thing
so
with the NFL, though. The thing about that game is even though these are two arguably the worst teams in the league, well, not arguably, they two of the worst teams in the league, that game is still going to be sold out. That lets you know the NFL is like the premier sport. Like, that game is still going to be jam-packed. But, yeah, for sure.
I'll probably go with the Giants on that one, if anything.
That's my first thought, but I might just stay away from that thing in general.
I mean, they got Andy Dalton still back there.
Bryce Young
back.
Yeah, Dalton got hurt.
Go Giants.
Bryce Young just led them to a win against the Saints.
That's the Saints. They got
the Saints
Spencer,
is better than the Giants, bro. The Saints
they got
is
Spencer and Carr back there, bro.
The Saints are better than the Giants, bro.
I told you that boy Spence was gonna be ass cheeks when he was in college. Shoot, when that boy was on QB1, I knew he was gonna be ass.
The only thing about it is the line is -6.5, and the Giants are on the road, so that make it a little bit.
Yeah,
makes it a bit. So I would probably go to Giants to win that one. But yeah, I know you said
I'd go the Giants flat out, but I wouldn't take them to cover no spread, no 6.5 spread.
Yeah, nah. Take them straight up on it. Take them straight up.
Everything else, like I said, most of these games I'd be going favorites, honestly. Just let me see one where I can see an underdog winning. Oh, Jets and Cardinals.
Shit, we ain't no underdog.
Nah, I know y'all not.
We're actually above. Like, I think,
yeah, they a favorite. That's what I'm saying. I can see the Cardinals taking this game. This is a game at home.
Yeah.
This is a game at home. I feel like this is going to be a good game. It's a home game for the
We better not
Cardinals.
lose.
Um, that D line, like you guys said, they're going to be going up against James Conner, who's one of them, who's probably besides Derrick Henry, the most hard running back to bring down. You got Kyler Murray, who's playing probably his best season of football in a long time. You got Marvin Harrison Jr., who quickly established himself as that guy on the team. Trey McBride is an up and coming tight end who's having a great season. Um, and then, like I said, the Jets defense, we don't know what Jets defense we're going to get. We don't know what we're going to get from the Jets offense.
Fuck that.
So if I'm willing to bet if there was going to be an upset, I'd go Cardinals.
Fuck that. We got to stop that little toddler from running around.
Yeah.
Fuck
I just
that.
want to talk about this game real quick before we end it off. And again, y'all tell us what y'all bets is and stuff like that, and y'all thoughts in the comments below. But I feel like it just has to be talked about. Philly at Dallas Cowboys. Popularity wise, it's going to be the biggest game of the weekend. Right now,
Oh,
they got
Dash.
Philly as a minus 400 favorite at Dallas. I would pick Philly to win this game, but if I was going to make a pick in that one, it'd probably be on the over 43.5 points. Both of the offenses are fairly good, middle of the pack, but I believe either one of them has propensity to. Both of them have the propensity to have good games. They do got weapons, and I do believe the Cowboys just made a decent trade for. They picked up Jonathan Mingo, who hasn't done much for the
I'm crying.
Panthers, but I think
Dak not playing. So
Dak's
Yeah.
not playing.
No,
Dak
he
is out
hurt.
for the next
I
4
know. I thought
games.
they got Cooper Rush in, my guy.
Cooper Rush, and that's crazy because they're not
Hey,
even playing Trey Lance,
And I
but
think
they
CeeDee
got Cooper
Lamb,
Rush.
I don't think CeeDee Lamb's 100% either.
oh shit.
And
Well, shit.
Mike is
Definitely
coming
take
back,
him.
and Lawrence isn't. I haven't heard anything back or read
I'll
anything
take
about
that
him coming
minus
back.
7 spread if I'm being honest with y'all. I'll take the minus 7 spread for the Eagles.
Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't aware about Dak. What? But
Yeah,
hey,
Dak out. He said it was a hamstring,
They said it came off
but
of
it tore.
Baltimore. Yeah,
Yeah, it
something came
tore
off
off
the
the
bone.
bone.
his hamstring.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he's done for the season.
yeah.
Yeah, he's done. That
And
sucks.
probably a good amount next season.
So hopefully not, man. That fucking sucks. They just paid him. But yeah,
That nigga
man.
trash too.
Huh?
Yeah,
He
he's
trash
starting to turn back into the old. He
too.
started turning back into his old self, throwing them picks.
Oh
Bro,
man.
some of the balls he be throwing, bro, I be like, what are you doing,
Horrible.
bro?
Who are you looking at? Hey,
Like, bro, I don't know who works with that, him or Geno Smith. Because
yeah,
Geno Smith be doing the same thing, bro.
yeah. Now
They
Gino will throw a ball and be like, "Damn, that shit was nice." Like I ain't never seen nobody do that before. And then next thing you know, damn, I definitely seen Gino do that before. Pick.
yeah. Them both of
Yeah.
them two niggas play like how when you play on the fucking video game. Like how a nigga scramble and just throw that bit. Like that's how they play.
Great pick every time.
But yeah, man. I actually watched the game between the Cowboys and Falcons, and I was surprised at what I see from the Cowboys. I don't get around to watching them much. I know that's a surprise because Cowboy Nation is so big. I'm not one of them, but yeah, man. Falcons, they got a good team this year. But with that,
But
we'll
your
end
own
off.
team, oh, real quick, but how your own quarterback say we fucking suck is
Yeah,
it's not a good look at all, Cowboys. Come on, man.
yeah.
He ain't lying.
Now he ain't, but shit, you don't need the leader of the team saying that.
Shit, I'm happy that all them fans I got on that are on my Facebook finally shut up about this our year.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you know the Cowboy fans, they gonna say that as soon as the new season
They cut
breathe
that shit
on
off. They cut that shit off quick this year.
them. Oh man, yeah, because they ain't had these 12 win seasons like they've had these last 3 years. Which thank God, I'm tired of hearing them talk about it for real
All
though.
my predictions was wrong for that NFC East. I'll tell you that much.
Mm,
I don't even remember who
horrible.
I had winning.
I had it between the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Yeah, I think I said the Eagles. Yep. Well, Cowboys, Eagles. Who is it? The Cowboys and the Commanders in that
Uh,
Yeah,
division?
Eagles and Commanders right now.
Eagles, Commanders.
It's Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, and Giants, right?
Oh, in their division?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, I was definitely wrong too. I had Giants, Commanders at the bottom, which is yeah, they're at the top. So, but yeah, for sure. Been a good episode, y'all
Both,
boys.
man.
Yeah.
Them boys suck.
Y'all subscribe to the
Logan.
channel. Check out the episode. Like the
All right.
video and get those picks in. And we out.